Jill Duggar just shared a powerful family update that has fans taking notice. Her husband Derek Dillard has officially begun the rigorous Marine Corps officer candidate school, and Jill is asking for prayers as their family steps into a completely new season. With limited to no communication while he trains, and major moves on the horizon for Jill and their 3 boys, this is one of the biggest personal shifts the couple has faced since stepping away from the spotlight years ago. What does this mean for the Dillard family, and why is Derek making this jump into military service now? Stick around, because the details reveal a long-held goal, carefully timed decisions, and a major lifestyle change that will take them far from Arkansas. 4 years, the Duggar family captured national attention through their TLC reality shows, first as 17 Kids and Counting and later 19 Kids and Counting On. Jill, one of the older daughters of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, grew up in the large household in Arkansas and married Derek Dillard in 2014 after a courtship that began through family connections and missionary work. The couple welcomed 3 sons, Israel, Samuel, and Frederick, and built a life that eventually moved them away from the family's television presence and some of the stricter teachings of their upbringing. Derek pursued education and a career in law, while Jill has spoken publicly about her experiences and the process of establishing independence. Against that backdrop, the announcement that Derek has joined the Marine Corps marks a significant new chapter. In early April 2026, the couple shared on their family blog that Derek had been selected for Marine Corps Officer Candidate School. He was preparing to ship out for active duty to Quantico, Virginia. The goal, they explained, is for him to commission as an officer and eventually serve as a Marine Corps JAG officer, essentially a military attorney. Becoming a military JAG had been a long-time interest for Derek. He even received a recruiting letter the previous year, but the timing had not been right for their family. When a new opportunity arose in early March 2026, doors opened quickly enough that they felt guided in that direction. After the initial announcement, Jill later confirmed that Derek had begun the training itself. On May 24, 2026, Jill posted on Instagram with a family photo of herself, Derek, and their 3 sons. She wrote that Derek was off to the rigorous Marine Corps Officer Candidate School, often described as basic training or boot camp for officer candidates, and that communication would be limited to none during the summer. She asked for prayers for all of them in this new season. Lord willing, she said, he will graduate and then complete additional training before becoming a Marine Corps JAG officer. She also invited advice from fellow military families on how to navigate the period of little contact. The training is scheduled for about 10 weeks at Quantico. Once that phase ends, Jill and the children plan to move to join Derek in Virginia, with a subsequent move to Rhode Island for the remainder of his training pipeline. This will take the family out of Arkansas, the state where Jill was raised and where they had been living. Derek's decision stands out as the first instance of a Duggar child or in-law entering military service. The couple framed the entire process as something they believe God is leading, noting how quickly the steps aligned once they began the process. The limited communication during officer candidate school is a standard feature of that intensive environment, designed to focus candidates fully on the physical, mental, and leadership demands of the course. Jill's public request for prayers and practical tips reflects both the personal challenge of managing 3 young children alone for that stretch and the broader adjustment of becoming a military family. Supporters and military spouses in the comments offered encouragement, suggestions such as writing letters, maintaining routines, and creating countdown calendars, along with assurances that no news is often good news during training periods. The move away from Arkansas also carries personal weight given the couple's history of navigating family relationships and independence from the larger Duggar public narrative. Yet the core of the update remains straightforward. Derek is pursuing a professional path he has wanted for some time. The family is preparing for separation during training followed by relocation, and Jill is openly seeking community support through prayer and shared experience. Reactions across social media and fan communities have been largely supportive, with many people offering prayers and well wishes for Derek's success at officer candidate school and strength for Jill and the boys at home. Military families in particular shared practical encouragement drawn from their own experiences, emphasizing the importance of community, routine, and patience during the communication blackout. Some comments highlighted pride in Derek's decision to serve as a JAG officer, noting the combination of legal expertise and military commitment. At the same time, a smaller number of observers expressed curiosity or mild concern about the logistics of a parent of young children entering such a demanding training pipeline and the subsequent moves. Online discussions on platforms like Reddit included questions about how Jill would manage day-to-day life during the separation and what the long-term lifestyle shifts might look like. Media coverage has stayed focused on the facts of the announcement and Jill's Instagram update, presenting the news as a personal family development rather than generating controversy. Overall, the public response has reflected a mix of admiration for the service commitment, empathy for the temporary separation, and interest in how the Dillards will adapt to military life. Looking ahead, viewers can watch for any updates Jill chooses to share once Derek completes officer candidate school, assuming successful graduation and commissioning. The planned moves to Virginia and then Rhode Island will mark the family's transition into the next phases of his training. Beyond that, Derek's eventual assignment as a Marine Corps JAG officer will determine longer-term location and lifestyle details. The couple has not announced specific timelines for public updates, but given their history of sharing major life steps on their blog and social media, further information may appear as milestones are reached. In summary, Jill Duggar has asked for prayers as her husband Derek begins the demanding Marine Corps officer candidate school this summer, with limited communication and a clear path toward becoming a Marine Corps JAG officer. The decision fulfills a long-standing interest for Derek, comes after careful consideration of family timing, and will bring relocation for Jill and their 3 sons once the initial training concludes. It represents both a professional milestone and a significant personal adjustment for a family that has already navigated major changes away from the reality TV spotlight. What are your thoughts on this latest Duggar family update? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Duggar family update.